false accusation tore my family apart, and now my son won't save his sister 2 years ago. I believed my daughter's lie and cast my son out of our lives. Now she desperately needs his kidney to survive, but he refuses to help. I never thought I'd be writing this, sitting alone, my hands trembling, replaying every choice I made that night, every harsh word I shouted, and every silence I chose to keep. I was 38, my husband 39. We had 2 children, Ethan, 18, and Sophie, 9. Despite their age gap, I always thought they were close, protective of one another, true siblings. Ethan was quiet, introspective, often lost in books or studying in his room. He was a good kid, never defiant, never troublesome, never giving me reason to doubt him. Sophie, on the other hand, was a burst of energy, lively, talkative, always in motion. With my part-time job and my husband's long work hours, Ethan often cared for Sophie after college, watching her until I got home. There were no warning signs. It was a family dinner, nothing out of the ordinary. We'd made pasta, my sister-in-law brought wine, my nephews played in the living room, and my husband, kids, and I sat at the table with a few cousins. Then Sophie said it, calm and matter-of-fact, as if commenting on the weather. "Ethan touched me inappropriately." The room froze. My cousin stopped mid-sentence. My husband locked eyes with me. I stared at my daughter. "What did you say, sweetheart?" I asked, my voice barely steady. "My brother touched my private parts. Twice," she repeated, emotionless. The air vanished. No one spoke for a moment. My husband stood, his chair crashing backward. I followed, my body moving on its own. I called Ethan. No answer. I called again. "What's wrong, Mom? Come home now. What happened?" "Just come home." He hung up. 20 minutes later, he walked in, backpack slung over his shoulder, confused. "What's going on?" Before he could finish, my husband shoved him against the wall. "Did you touch her, your sister?" Ethan's face paled. "What? No. I'd never do that," he stammered, shaking his head. "I don't know why she's saying this." But my husband wasn't listening. He struck Ethan, who crumpled, blood streaming from his nose, his eyes wide with fear, shock, and something deeper, betrayal. I did nothing. I didn't comfort him, didn't defend him, didn't believe him. My husband stormed to Ethan's room, grabbed his backpack, clothes, and documents, and threw them onto the porch. "You're dead to us. Don't come back," Ethan sobbed, pleading. "I don't understand. It's not true. Please don't do this." I stood there, holding Sophie, silent. Not a word escaped me. We cut Ethan out completely, changed the locks, stopped his college funding. He never came back, never called. He ceased to exist for us. We convinced ourselves we'd protected our daughter. We asked Sophie repeatedly if anything else happened. "No, just twice," she said. We didn't take her to therapy, believing our love was enough. For a while, it seemed peace had returned. Sophie smiled, played, slept soundly. I started sleeping too, until nightmares began, Ethan on the floor, bloodied, his eyes asking, why? I hadn't questioned, hadn't doubted, just acted. That night I broke him. Months passed in silence, denial, and false certainty. Sophie seemed happy, saying she felt safer. My husband refused to mention Ethan. If I brought him up, his cold stare silenced me. Ethan was gone. Then came that Saturday. Sophie was headed to art class with an older cousin driving. It was a quiet afternoon. I was folding laundry when the call came. Words blurred. "Accident, head-on collision, ambulance, 1 dead, the girl's critical." We rushed to the hospital, arriving as Sophie was wheeled into the ER, blood, screams, doctors everywhere. Her pale, unconscious face was barely visible beneath tubes. My niece died in the crash. Sophie survived, but barely. The diagnosis was grim. Severe damage to her left kidney, internal bleeding, contusions. She needed surgery, likely a transplant. The doctors warned time was short, and we should brace for the worst. I stayed by her side in the ICU, sleeping on a chair, refusing food, staring at the machines keeping her alive. My husband was a ghost, silent, unmoving. One night, Sophie woke briefly, her voice faint. "Mom, is there a heaven?" My throat tightened. "Yes, sweetheart. Can bad people go there if they're sorry? Why do you ask?" Her gaze drifted. "Because I did something terrible." My heart sank. "I lied about Ethan. He didn't touch me. I was mad because he wouldn't let me use his tablet. I wanted to punish him. I didn't think it would go this far." I was scared to tell the truth. Tears streamed down her face. I killed my brother, and now I'm going to die. I held her, whispering, "You're not going to die, I'm here." But inside, I was shattering, not for her, but for Ethan, his bloodied face, his silence. That night, I told my husband. He was still for minutes, then muttered, "We won't judge her. It's done." His coldness cut deeper than his fists ever could. I searched for Ethan. His phone was disconnected. I found a half-abandoned social media profile and messaged him. "It's me, please read." No reply. Days later, I sent a long message about the accident, Sophie's confession, and her condition. "I don't expect forgiveness. I just want you to know I want to see you. She doesn't have much time." Hours later, he replied, "You hurt me too much. I don't know if I can forgive, but if she's that bad, I'll visit once." I sent the hospital address. 3 days later, I saw him in the hallway, thinner, dark circles under his eyes, simple clothes, carrying the weight of the world. I wanted to run to him, but I froze. He entered Sophie's room. She saw him and sobbed, "I'm sorry, I ruined you." He listened, then said, "I can't fully forgive you, but part of me already has." He held her hand, spoke briefly, and left without acknowledging me, saying only, "If there's a funeral, I'll be there. Don't expect more." Ethan vanished again. A week later, the doctor confirmed Sophie needed a transplant soon. My husband and I tested. We weren't matches. The risk of rejection was too high. The doctor said a sibling was her best chance. I knew Ethan's blood type matched hers, O positive. Against all reason, I contacted him again using a new number. "It's important. Please talk." He agreed to meet at a quiet coffee shop. He arrived, same simple clothes, same backpack, but his eyes were different, hardened, not those of a hurt boy, but of someone who'd embraced the void. He sat across from us. Silence lingered. "What do you want?" he asked. My voice shook. "Ethan, we tested. You're likely a match for Sophie. You could save her." He didn't react, just looked tired. "You're asking me to donate to my sister." My husband cut in. "We know it doesn't erase the past, but it could be a step toward healing. To being a family again." Ethan's brow rose. "A family?" His voice was icy. "The sister who accused me, who watched me suffer on the streets, who only apologized when she faced death." I tried. "Ethan, please." He cut me off. "Do you know how many times I wanted to die? How many nights I slept clutching my backpack, starving for days? I almost jumped off a bridge 3 times. I survived to live on my terms, owing nothing to anyone." He stood. My husband rose, fists clenched. "Your sister's dying. Doesn't that mean anything?" Ethan's gaze mixed anger and pity. "It means now I'm worth something to you. Now you need me." I begged, "Please think about it, for closure." He scoffed. "I got closure the night I slept on the street, bloodied, while you celebrated Christmas without me." He walked away, calm but final. Desperate, I did something unforgivable. I posted on Facebook, a photo of Sophie in the hospital, frail, tubes everywhere. I wrote a long, manipulative post. We needed a donor. Ethan was a match. We'd apologized. Sophie had begged forgiveness, but he refused. I tagged him, ending with, "What kind of person refuses to save his sister?" The post exploded, reactions, comments, first from friends, then strangers. "He'd let a little girl die. It's just a kidney. What kind of monster?" Some went further. "Maybe he did what she said, and that's why he won't help." That one stung, because I knew Ethan was innocent, yet I'd made him a target again. Hours later, Ethan posted a video on his profile. He sat on a park bench, disheveled, eyes heavy. "I'm Ethan. Many of you know me from my mother's post. 2 years ago, my sister accused me of molesting her. Without questions, my family beat me, threw me out, and took everything. I was 18. I slept on streets, went hungry, lost my scholarship, hid in libraries, washed in public restrooms, and thought of suicide." He showed a hospital recording, Sophie confessing her lie, sobbing for forgiveness. "I saved this not for revenge, but because I knew they'd vilify me again. I don't want my sister to die, but I won't give my body for their redemption. I'm not a monster, I just learned to say no." The video went viral. Comments turned on us. "What kind of mother does that? You're the monsters. Disgusting." The next day, Ethan posted another video holding medical records. "People ask why I can't forgive. I was accused of abuse with no proof. I lost my home, education, name. Have you tried renting a room with that stigma? Finding work? I slept under bridges, starved, was spat on as a child abuser. I don't want revenge or my sister's death, but I won't be a martyr for a family that buried me alive. He held up an old photo of him and Sophie, smiling, then tore it in half. My kidney isn't redemption currency. I won't apologize for refusing. He ended. If there's a funeral, I'll be in the back not to comfort, but to witness what you built and let die. I vomited after watching. Sophie saw the video and sobbed. Everyone hates me, even him. I held her, unsure if it was love or guilt. The doctors said her condition was worsening, days were numbered, no donors available. Ethan was her best hope, but he'd made his stance clear. My husband snapped, cursing Ethan as selfish. I tried calming him, but I was breaking, haunted by photos of them as kids, innocent and happy. One morning, the doctor said, "Prepare yourselves, she's not responding." I collapsed in the hallway, hugging my knees. My husband was a shell. I held Sophie's hand, whispering, "Mommy's here." No response, just the monitor's beep. A day later, a letter arrived, no sender, just a folded note and an old photo of Ethan smiling. It read, "Don't look for me. I won't change my mind. I don't want her to die, but I won't play your redemption game. Sophie lied and you believed her. I was condemned without a trial. You took my soul. Her death isn't my fault, it's the echo of your choices. I hope you find peace, but not through me." Sophie died a week later. No screams, just a flatline. My husband collapsed. I held her until they pried her from me. The funeral was small, cold. Most families stayed away, ashamed or angry. Ethan came, sat in the back, left a flower, and walked away without a word. Now I sit in a silent house. My husband stares at a muted TV. Sophie's clothes remain folded on her bed. I look at her last photo, when she still had a chance, and think of Ethan, his words, his broken gaze, what we did and what we didn't. Death doesn't come alone. It brings regret and memories, and neither can be buried. Thank you for watching my story. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe and press the bell icon. Stay tuned for more real-life stories, get more experiences.